Hi, we are Team Mike and we would love to show you our project, Adaptive. Statistically, over a quarter of people who have a physical or mental affliction choose not to use the internet at all. A major reason behind this is the fact that the current state of web design isn't... the current state of web design does not treat these users' needs as first-class priorities. The aim of the project is to help mitigate this, and so we've set our mission statement is to build a universal web framework that empowers novel accessibility solutions in a secure way. And to show you what we actually mean by this, we have a couple of examples.
1 in 12 males and 1 in 200 females are colourblind. This makes it hard for those who suffer to be able to distinguish between certain colours of the spectrum. This makes it harder for them to navigate around certain websites that depend on colour in order to separate the elements. Here is an example page, and here is what the page would look like in the perspective of someone with red-green colourblindness. We created a feature to fix this by applying an algorithm that, in this case, shifts red-green colours apart in the spectrum and makes blue stand out more. This feature supports all major types of colourblindness, but it doesn't stop there. It's also working on video streams in real time. Another standout problem was that the older audience found it harder to read smaller elements on the page, such as text and small image details. We created a feature to simulate a magnifying glass, as shown in the 2 example images behind me. This makes it easier to zoom in on a specific page section without altering the entire page by zooming in and changing the overall layout.
So one way that a lot of people use the internet is to read. This is often on news sites or blog sites, like this one here at the Washington Post. But there's a problem. Let's scroll down just a little bit. Here we're presented with a collection of paragraphs. Now, if you have dyslexia or a certain kind of attention disorder, you might find it difficult to read text that's presented in this sort of condensed, blockish way. So with Adaptive, hold down Shift, select the paragraph, click it, and it begins to be read out loud. You can follow the progress by looking at the highlighted word, speed up and slow down the playing by using the controls at the bottom left, and notice here how we've used fonts and colours that are specifically designed to aid people with dyslexia. Now, for all of the web's richness, people who are chronically visually impaired or blind sometimes lose out quite a bit. If you use a screen reader to navigate the web, the only way that you know what is on an image, on a page, is if the author of the site has already described it for you with captions. Now, this works well sometimes, but all too often the captions aren't good enough or are non-existent. In our own sampling, we looked at a selection of top news sites and looked at the alt tags on those pages, and we found that only about 53% of images have these alt tags, which are just not good enough. So people are losing out on a lot of context and a lot of richness at the site that they could otherwise have. That's why, if we detect a site that doesn't have these alt tags, we pull out the images, use Microsoft's Cognitive Services Computer Vision API to detect the image, give it a caption, push it right back into the page. There's so much more we'd love to show you. We have so much to show you and not enough time. Dark mode, a universal slow motion mode for videos, prevention of accidental input for people with essential tremors. They often find themselves clicking on links or buttons by accident. We prevent that. Everything we've shown you today, everything on the slide behind me, they work great together. They're fully adaptable on a web interface. We'd love to show you more, but we don't have time. Of course, we work on all major browsers, all the way from the latest versions of Chrome to Internet Explorer 8.
So tying this all together is our hosted platform where users can create, edit, and share custom configurations. We've put a lot of work into making the interface for creating new styles as intuitive as possible, so even users without any technical background can easily make new styles. What's more, our hosted platform provides a universal backend, so that means once you create a style, the changes will be applied across all of your browsers where you have the plugin installed. So looking forward to the future, our main priority will be building a large base of users. Firstly, this means getting all of our browser plugins published. Next, we'd like to partner with charities such as the Royal Institute for Blind People so they can share our product with their members and we can gain invaluable user feedback. Finally, we hope by making our product open source, we can add even more features to help even more people.
One final thought. Most of the projects that we've seen here today are looking at where we can go in the future. But with Adaptive, we're exploring what we can do now to bring everyone into the present. Thank you very much.